Later this morning, the Senate is expected to vote on a measure that would end the government shutdown now in its third day. We have live team coverage. Hinadoba is live with a look at the deal on the table and what happens if a compromise is not met. We want to begin, though, with our Brittany Jeffers live in Fort Worth with the impact that the shutdown is having on the fight against the flu. Brittany.
Well, right now we do know that the CDC is still open and will remain that way. But here locally, MedStar has released some statistics, and in it reveals that some of the most flu cases are coming from right here in Tarrant County. Now, taking a look at some of those zip codes, MedStar reports the top numbers of cases stem from the Fort Worth area in Tarrant County. MedStar reported about 6 patients a day back in December and 19 cases a day so far in January. Now, to date, MedStar reports there have been 389 cases this month, or patients treated, and of those reported in January, 71 of those incidents came from those in the 50 to 59-year-old age range. Now, while the CDC continues to track the flu, it's likely to be short-staffed. According to Time magazine, 63% of CDC employees, or 8,500 people, will be furloughed during the shutdown. A vote is scheduled for 11 o'clock today, which would end the shutdown with a short-term spending bill that would last 3 weeks. Now, according to Dallas County Health and Human Services, there have been 40 flu-related deaths in the county so far this season. Now, we have been staying up to date with this. We do have a full list of information on the flu as far as prevention, where to go to the doctor, different kinds of information for you that you can find on our website. Reporting live this morning in Fort Worth, I'm Brittany Jeffers, CBS 11 News.
It's been a difficult flu season. All right, Brittany, thanks. Now, you might be wondering about other disaster relief, especially since so many people in South Texas are still feeling the impact of Hurricane Harvey. Well, FEMA is classified as a critical agency, so it will remain up and running throughout the shutdown. Within the Justice Department, the federal criminal cases will continue, but civil cases that don't compromise public safety will be postponed. Most Homeland Security employees are considered essential. That means TSA workers at the airports will stay on the job, and all post offices will be open for business as usual, and Social Security checks are still being sent out. Well, there are indications that the shutdown will end today, at least for now. Hinadoba is live in New York, and Hina, tell us about a potential compromise here.
Good morning, Russ. Well, there is an added element that the crushing pressure of the first day of a full shutdown with thousands of federal workers sent home. Late last night, the Senate Majority Leader announced a funding vote for noon Eastern time today, but holding a vote and passing it are two different things.
Well, let's step back from the brink. Let's stop victimizing the American people and get back to work.
Though the weekend passed without a deal to end the government shutdown, there is cautious optimism on Capitol Hill that day 3 will be the turning point.
With my vote, there are obviously more votes needed, but if I had to guess, I do. I think that some of the Democrats who voted no will vote yes.
Republican Senator Jeff Flake was part of a 22-person bipartisan contingent Sunday, working behind the scenes on a deal. Later on the Senate floor, Majority Leader Mitch McConnell thanked the group and then offered a pledge to Democrats. Vote for a short-term funding bill that lasts until February 8th. If by then there's no solution on the main Democratic sticking point, immigrants brought here illegally as children, that concern will be brought to the forefront.
It would be my intention to proceed to legislation that would address DACA, border security, and related issues.
Democrats who are part of those backroom negotiations say while there's progress, they're not sure it's enough to secure the necessary votes.
I don't know that you're going to see the final deal, but you might see a comfort level that would enable us to move forward, so we'll see.
While the shutdown continues, essential government workers, including uniformed service members, will still report for duty, but their paychecks could be delayed.
And the House has passed a procedural measure paving the way for it to vote very quickly on any measure passed by the Senate. Russ and Karen.
Well, Hina, we've talked about how the military is most impacted by the shutdown, but they are getting support from a Texas-based bank.
Yeah, this is pretty big. USAA has announced the ways it will be able to help members if a government shutdown delays military or government pay. Now, if the military pay is not paid on February 1st, they are offering an interest-free payroll loan to eligible service members.
Interesting stuff. All right, Hinadoba live for us this morning. Hina, thank you so much.